But if you want to talk about the Sixers, I guess we got to do that after a scrimmage drink.
But it wasn't a scrimmage though.
Against a European team.
All right, hold on. First off,
it was Australia.
It was Australia. That matters a whole lot more.
That is not better.
And they're grown men, mature grown men with muscles and beards and like
I want to be, you know what I mean, with you. It's just you gotta chill. I need to see Markelle Fultz shoot a three. You know what I mean? Like,
you saw what he did on the chase down block though, LeBron.
Yeah, I like it.
Mini LeBron.
We need to keep more of that going. Acknowledgement of the king.
I'm serious, man. The Sixers look great, and if it wasn't for the Celtics looking amazing, I don't know, man.
You don't think the Raptors have a shot?
Why you laugh? They got Kawhi.
Yo, man,
that's your man.
That's your man.
Kawhi?
Yeah, I used to love Kawhi until he became mean for no reason. And then he laughed and tried to become a jokester.
That was so funny.
Yo, soon as I see that, I'm like, oh, he gonna get killed for this. He literally don't know how to laugh.
Did you see Kevin Hart react to it? He laughed for 2.5 minutes. Like, he could not stop.
I could imagine.
I was dying too,
bro.
Man. I was dying too.
Oh
man.
My goodness.
I was like, yeah, he really don't joke. He lied to us on national television.
No, he said he had fun.
He said he had
fun.
Fun
guy. So like, I was like, as soon as he said that, I'm like,
liar.
Right? Why are you lying? And then he tried his hardest to laugh,
which was the worst.
Yo. So we rolling, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's get to it, man. Welcome to the God MC podcast. It's the boy Ike, Pastor Recab in the building, Go DJ in the building.
Yeah.
Was this episode 3?
3.
Episode 3.
Yes, sir.
We really like
That's
grooving.
real.
We in
real now.
We in the groove now.
Yeah.
We in the groove now.
Yeah.
There's nowhere else to start but Lil Wayne, aka Slime, aka Five, aka Lil Weezy, aka Lil Louisiana, aka The Carter, aka he got some of the best AKAs now that I think about it. What's another one?
I mean, Young Money.
Young Money.
Yeah.
Dwayne Carter.
Yeah, Dwayne Carter. That's my favorite. But
Dwayne Carter, your favorite? I like Lil Louisiana. That's hard as nails.
Yeah, I should like that one the most.
Right.
Nah, man. It's one of those things that like it's kind of like Meek in Philly. Like I know I have to like him, but I'm like not a great fan. But actually,
you're killing me with that.
But here's the crazy one though. Like I all my life I tried to hate Wayne. And then I found myself always listening to his music. Like I did not want, cause I truly like just flow. I like crazy lyricism. I like acrobats within your rhyme schemes and all of that. And he a punchline guy, and at different times in his career more than other times. So like I always didn't want to like him. But
when did it start? When did you like be like, you know what? I gotta like Wayne.
Carter too.
That's when it started?
That's when it started to mess with me.
Not even like click all the way. It was just like,
no, that's when it started to like literally that's when it started to mess with me. Cause I was like fighting it still. Like and then I had stuff to point to after it that was like, oh, I hate that. I didn't like the Carter 3. And so it was like, yeah, I knew I didn't like him.
He tried to trick you.
Yeah. But nah, man, it's crazy because I was down in New Orleans when
the Carter 2 came out.
Nah, when Back That Thing Up came out.
Yeah,
actually. And
so
the city was on fire. It's nothing I can ever like when you talk about being in Philly when the Sixers went to the finals.
Yeah,
that's what it felt like. Because at that time, East Coast didn't matter. West Coast didn't matter. It was
Cash
down south
money.
time. Like
taking
top
over
of the
for the
world.
99 to 2000.
Yeah.
So okay,
Yeah. Hey, I think Disney should have came out with the Princess and the Frog during that time. They messed up.
They messed that up. Yo, bro.
They really messed that up. They should have had Weezy be the prince.
It should have been Juvie, man.
Juvie.
It should have been Juvie.
With a grill and everything, man.
I hate that movie.
That would have been so bad.
Yo.
Bro.
So what was it that made you keep coming back to him? Because you're a lyricist guy and he's not the best lyricist. Like what was gnawing at you?
So one,
I think he is one of the best lyricists, but we
could what we probably mean by that is different then.
Yeah, he doesn't do the lyrical acrobatics like you were
That's what
saying.
I'm talking about.
yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Right.
That's what I'm talking about. And so, man, like, so everybody could do punchlines and metaphors. It's hard for me to argue that he's not the best at it. Like, I don't even think he has a lot of content, but his punchlines is stupid. It really is.
He's probably the most clever rapper
Yeah.
of all time. Him and like 3 Stacks.
Yeah. I hate saying that because I'm not like a Wayne fan.
You
but
probably are. You still trying. You still trying to like suppress it.
I'm in denial.
You are in denial. I was a Wayne fan since day one.
Yeah.
Since I seen Bling Bling, I was like, I like that one. That's my favorite one. But I think I always liked him.
He
I
was
always
a
thought
kid, bro.
He was a kid, and I was a kid.
That's what we forget, man.
Yeah,
He was a
grew
child.
up with him.
Right.
So I'm like, I can identify.
Yeah. How old is he now? Y'all guys
Just looking that up.
Yeah, we gotta fact check that.
Yeah.
I want to hear guesses.
I'm guessing he around
32,
33?
30, yeah,
33, 34.
36.
36. Wow.
I thought he was a little younger.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I thought I was a little younger.
right.
That was a long time. Was that 2000? When
Bling Bling,
huh?
Bling Bling.
Yeah.
No, Cash Money Records taking over for the 99 in 2000. That's back that thing up.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I was talking about. That's what I was talking
back
about.
that thing up. Yeah.
That was 2000. Yeah.
He was 18.
Oh, so yeah, he was a kid.
Yeah, like
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I loved him since the beginning. It's just that Carter 1, I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
I didn't really know he had bars in him like that. I thought he was just fun to listen to. He was hot.
Yeah.
But I still looked at him like almost with a little side eye. Like when I talk about who I really think are the best rappers and all that, he don't really count.
Yeah.
But I respected him.
Yeah.
Then Carter 1 came out and I was like, yo, this boy. And I think at the same time Lloyd Banks' album came out. And I was like listening to both of them.
We are weirdly both Lloyd Banks fans too.
Oh yeah, I love Lloyd Banks. Yeah.
Like,
I mean, after
crazy.
a while he got kind of corny because he stopped rapping like Lloyd Banks.
Because I think he was trying to be hot or whatever, and he's just not that guy.
Right.
It's okay.
Like him and Fab had the same rapping style.
Mm-hmm.
And then he went in a different direction while Fab kept being Fab.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I agree. Yeah.
So with Wayne, how you like Carter 5?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, am I just gonna keep saying this? Like I feel like I just said it last time that Kamikaze I think might be M's best album. I actually think this might be Wayne's best album. Like
Wow.
it's incredible to me. Like just listening straight through. I don't want to turn off any track. That's crazy for me. There was one. It's like this club beat that was just like.
He hate club songs. Anything that can bang in the club, you're like, nope.
It's actually true a little bit.
But you couldn't turn it off.
But I still couldn't turn it off.
I ain't gonna hold you. I had the same experience. Like, I wanted to listen to the whole thing because I wanted to be able to say I listened to the whole thing.
Yeah.
But as I'm listening to it, I wanted to turn off songs I couldn't though.
Yeah.
Because he was flowing so crazy that I didn't know what word he was going to come up with next to rhyme with what he was going with. So I'm like, yo, this boy going in.
Yeah.
In every song, it was just the same thing.
Yup.
I wanted to turn, I couldn't turn.
Yup.
Now, I don't know if I could do that again. That's what I can do with classics. I can listen to them all the way through again. If I can do it again,
Time will tell, huh?
yeah. If I can do it again,
I know I want to get back.
I went back and listened to particular songs again.
So when was his last album before this?
When was it? I think it was like we waited like 4 years for the Carter 5.
Yeah, so there. I mean, is there something to be said with the both this and Kamikaze? There was a gap. There was a bit of a drought out of both.
Yeah,
him and him.
Kamikaze different though, because the drought was that he's just stunk on the last album.
Yeah,
it wasn't a time drought. It was more like because.
But I would say
Revival came out
at
this
least
year.
for me, Wayne fell off. Like he was just
like Revival came out January, I think.
So Fat Joe said
it was corny.
This is the best time in hip hop for a long time.
I said that, bro. I really believe that.
Yeah.
And y'all, he was like, what? I thought, no, I actually think this, because Kanye did his whole thing with Nas. That album, I didn't like it, but Nas is cool. It
was just good to have.
It was good to
Kanye
have.
and Nas.
It was just, we've been waiting for something like that. We've been waiting for Nas to have a real producer produce his stuff and make beats on his stuff forever. I hate the fact that it was 7 tracks because I know Ye doing that with all his stuff. But it was like, this is just good to have this team. I wish they would have done something way crazier, like a classic, like spend years on it and give us 14 to 20 tracks on it and just have him go in. I mean, you record like 100, pick the best 20, because that would have solidified Nas, I feel like.
I hate 20 tracks. No, give me 14, 15.
Yeah, you say that, but then you look back and you look at College Dropout and you look at Late Registration.
It has to, if you're going to do that, it has to be immaculate.
And that's what I'm saying. I wanted them to do that with Nas. I wanted them to do a classic set. Like, produce this, go through your best. But I mean, y'all spending time in the booth together. I wanted that. This 7-track stuff was almost like anticlimactic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
because you're just getting into it by track 6 or 7.
Yeah. And it wasn't
amazing.
It wasn't. It just really.
If it's going to be 7, it has to be amazing.
Yeah.
I do think Pusha T's was amazing.
That's cool. That's cool. But here's the thing though. Here's what it is though. Out of all the albums Kanye put out, his was the worst.
Absolutely.
So his own album actually was the worst. So it was like, I feel like that was almost like the porch. Like we just going into like this nice season of hip hop, like what Ye was doing with those artists. And then I believe Kamikaze dropped, and it was like, this is dumb. Like the ball went in crazy. I'm still listening to that, John. Like, this is amazing. That's cool.
I'm done. Yeah.
Yeah, you done. Yeah.
Finish.
Yeah.
I'm still listening
Wayne does it for me.
Yeah, but
I don't need that.
Garbage. But I don't have to. I don't have to down Kamikaze and call it garbage.
It's not garbage.
To listen to
not garbage, but
I know it's not garbage.
I need real people.
Yeah.
Wayne.
Yeah, Wayne's so real. Realest guy in the world. Yeah, but I just like, now we got Wayne John.
So what's your favorite song on Carter 5?
It's too many. That's when you know it's good. That's when you know it's good. So
I thought that might be an easy call.
Let me pull out the set list. So
what's yours?
Mona Lisa.
Yeah.
No, see, man. So we could even talk about that. So Dark Side of the Moon with Nicki Minaj was so dope.
Yeah.
And I don't care what.
I don't even know what he was talking about, but it was hard.
I believe you. Whatever you're saying.
Hard as nails.
But he he went in and gave it, but also like she like sounded amazing on that track, like singing wise. Like she sounded incredible, and I don't know what they did to her voice or whatever, but like there was times I was like, Beyonce, like her little sister.
Yeah. They did all they could to make her sound like B.
Princess B.
She does not sound like
B,
that.
Princess B.
She can sing, but she don't sound like that.
Oh man, Let It Fly was. Can't Be Broken.
Can't Be Broken.
That actually might be my favorite on the whole album. Can't Be Broken was. Whoo, he went in, and
I like.
And it was content.
Dedicate.
Yeah,
Uproar is hard. That's probably a little too clubby for you to switch.
That was the one. That was the one.
Yeah, that sound like Special Delivery.
Yeah, that was the one. That was the one. I was like, but
Oh,
I
goodness.
couldn't turn it off.
Yeah. Because you was rolling.
Yeah, yeah, man. Yeah, Mona Lisa was, man. So let me talk about Mona Lisa though, real quick. So yeah, one I think Can't Be Broken. Yeah, if you haven't heard that, just go listen to it because it might be one of his best content songs. He just
Can't Be Broken.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was so well done. Like it's a classic song already to me. But yo, so Mona Lisa, I love the whole song. Wayne did an incredible job. Kendrick Lamar showed why he might be the best storyteller ever in hip hop. Because
You know what? I didn't think about it that way. And part of me is scared to give him that because
I know it's a huge title.
that's a huge title, bro.
I agree.
Let me ask a question. Who is he competing with for best storyteller? Because I mean, like,
Ooh.
and, like, what does that mean?
Big was a great storyteller.
Big.
Jay is an
Jay is an underrated story. Like,
Yeah.
I think he arguably the best.
I think that's when Jay tells stories. That's when I'm in love with him. Like
That's the only thing he's underrated in. Like, people actually try to take that from him.
But I don't think they even realize what they saying when they say it. Because honestly, that's the songs we love.
Yeah, like they
it's
try to give Nas that one up on. Like, yeah, Nas is a better storyteller. I don't
Nas
think
is
so. Nas is amazing.
Nas is
Big.
a great story. Let me say something about Nas though. He be like all over the place though. Like you get lost in his stories because he trying to do so much with words at times that it's like it's not even sentences at times. It's just like fat slap crap, and it's almost like I don't know what you just said, and I lost the story now.
Yeah,
like nobody wants to read a book about somebody's biography in like a poem.
So
and
with
weird
like
stuff
cohesiveness,
yeah.
Andre 3000 with the way that he uses wordplay and all that, and the cohesiveness. But
yeah,
Kendrick, man, he might be the best.
Yeah, and I think that song did it for me because Wayne did a great job on a song telling a story, and you just saw Kendrick in his bag and storytelling, and he it's almost like, I mean, it literally is like when you see the stuff that Bron do in a game. He might have 40, 20, and 10 or something like that, and then the dude he's playing against might have just dropped 25 on, you know what I'm saying? Like 9 of 16 shooting or something like that. But it's like when you see Bron doing something stupid, it's like you forget he had a good game too. That's what it felt like on that track of like Wayne actually did a great job on that track, but Kendrick in storytelling mode. Yeah. I know it's a crazy title, and I know it's a lot, and
he might be the best.
I had to think about it before I said it, but I actually think he's the greatest storyteller.
Kendrick is trying really hard to creep into my top 5 all time. Like he's trying really, really hard.
I'm already putting him there. We can talk about that later. But
where's Wayne?
I'm already putting him there.
So where's Wayne? I know he ain't in your top 5.
No. He's trying really hard to creep into my top 10. Because I
thought you was gonna go lower than that.
I did too.
I thought
No, I'm serious. That's what my frustration is. Because anybody who know me, who's had conversation with me in hip hop, know like I literally try to diss Wayne as much as I can on purpose. Because I think I'm trying to convince myself that I don't like it because I like acrobatic lyricism. I like cats doing stupid stuff.
I think he do just enough to catch your attention.
I think that's what it is, and it's been bothering me for a minute. But here's the thing though. Here's the thing. His consistency on that end isn't great. Like he'll do that at times just to show me, recap, I could do it.
Yeah. Like don't get it twisted. I'm nice with this.
But he don't do it enough for me to want to be a fan. But the crazy thing is like, so Carter 2, when I heard that, again, I couldn't stop listening to it. Like it was like this dude is going in.
Does he have classic albums to you?
Carter 2 is classic to me.
What about Carter 5?
Carter 5 is an absolute 100% unadulterated classic to me.
Okay. So that's 2 classics.
Yeah.
Amazing career, period.
Yeah. So
one of the most influential rappers.
Sold all the records. His influence might be one of the most underrated things.
Yeah, he brought so much business.
Absolutely.
To like that's what blew me away when I started like looking into him more. I was back in college when I was like looking into more of just his record and everything. Yeah. And my goodness, the business mind in that man is insane.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And real talk, like he just got a sweet place. I gotta love him because my fam from Louisiana. And it's just like
he from the South, all that, but his appeal
he got national
up
appeal.
north and East Coast.
But that's what made down south music have that kind of appeal. And now we talk, man, people don't understand. Like trap music is just dirty South. It's just evolved. Like that's all it is. But everybody trapping now. So it's to me, man, like. His influence is dumb, and
he got a lot that keep him. That whether it's almost like whether you like him rapping,
he had the clip in there with Barack Obama.
He got enough, That's what I'm saying. So it's like his influence go a long way.
Yeah,
there's a lot of people who try to be him, and still his influence. You can see it in rappers today.
Yeah,
so that definitely get him in the top 10.
Yeah,
but there's some people that I got ahead of him.
Is he in your top 10?
He's in my top 10. I don't know exactly where I got him, but I got to put him in my top 10.
Yeah, mine too.
I got T.I. ahead of him. T.I. I almost had in my top 5.
You love him a lot.
I do.
Yeah.
I think he's
I'm not mad at
incredible,
that.
especially with classic albums. I think he got like 4 straight classic albums.
To me, T.I. more fit into that acrobatic lyricism dude. Like he can actually rhyme crazy. And yet and still, like it's crazy. Like
you trying to suppress it.
I like Wayne more. Like it's crazy.
That is crazy.
And I'm not that dude, but like Wayne just his metaphors almost are so incredible that it literally give him like points.
Yeah. His cleverness, man.
Yeah.
When I saw him, I just kind of glanced at it. So I'm looking at the track list while I'm listening.
Yeah.
And I seen Dope New Gospel. I was like, we're gonna have something to talk about. So by the time I got to it, it wasn't exactly what I thought. They did use the gospel. Oh no, they used I think it was Never Would Have Made It or something like that. But couple songs before that, it was another sample that they used. Was an old gospel song that I actually sampled before. That's how I was able to recognize it.
From a long time ago?
Yeah, maybe like 2013-ish.
Gotcha.
So like
post-Christian or
No, as a Christian. It was on the All Things joint that I did.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, like I feel funny when people use these gospel records, more so on the person who wrote the song.
Yeah.
Because you got to clear those samples.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, like Prince would be like, "No, if he don't like the content, you try to sample his music. You don't like the content of your song, no." And usually gospel artists are like that.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking like, man, what was like Marvin Sapp or whoever the writers of that song thinking? Like, did they not care about the content?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It's like, I don't know what to do with that. But that reminds me.
Yeah.
So I'm watching Drink Champs. Ja Rule was on Drink Champs. And apparently Ja Rule don't do like interviews and all that, so this was a big deal to have him.
Yeah.
And I watched the whole thing and I'm waiting for him to say something because he almost went on tour talking about how he's a new born again Christian and all of this before a couple years ago. And
right after he got out, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Talking all this Christian stuff. His testimony was that he went into Hillsong Church, which got his own stuff, you know what I mean? But he went into Hillsong. And
which I can't beef with it too much because Bieber obviously went there too. And
all the celebrities,
Yeah.
which is
KD, I think, is on
yes,
that list too. So
yes. All the people
Yeah.
that goes into what I'm really trying to say here. So okay, so we got Kevin Durant, Justin Bieber, Ja Rule, Kanye, who else? All these dudes who flat out said, "I'm a Christian."
Yeah.
Chance the Rapper,
Yeah.
like it goes.
Kendrick at one time.
Kendrick at one time.
Ooh.
Scarface used to be super. I'm a Christian. Then all of a sudden I'm a Muslim. But
He confused.
Yeah. But Kendrick,
Very, very
Kendrick
confused.
like went far too. Like he literally had the sinner's prayer.
yeah.
On Good
And
Kid,
then
Mad
next
City.
thing you know,
Yeah.
he on some
Yeah.
Hebrew Israelite stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at the Ja Rule joint, and so never mind. I mean, obviously, you know, drink champs, they drinking, so he getting drunk, whatever. They blowing,
Yeah.
all of that. But almost put that to the side.
Yeah.
Nothing he said. There was no fruit
Yeah.
of Christianity.
Yeah.
My question to you
Yeah.
is like, at what point, like, do you have to show fruit of being a Christian? Like, if you say you're a Christian, shouldn't people be able to see that?
Yeah.
Like Fat Joe, for example, did a drink champs joint,
Yeah.
right? And he was just playing,
Yeah.
but he said, "I'm a born again Christian." But he was just playing, saying that his point was, "I'm not the gangster running around trying to beat people up no more. I'm totally changed."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that was his point. The point was well said, right?
Yeah. It's funny. I think I told you my wife got family who.
Oh yeah,
raised him
with
and all
Fat
that.
Joe.
Yeah.
He's like my favorite person in rap. Like, by the way,
Yeah. And he a great
like,
interviewer.
yeah. Oh my goodness, man.
Yeah.
He's fun to listen
Shout out
to.
North Philly, Hunting Park. It just feels like he's from Hunting Park. It really do. Now I do know that he liked to go to Hunting Park on 5th Street. He liked to eat from one of the places down there. But I just feel like I did meet him once.
Yeah.
But it was like real short. I met him at Pine 99 one day.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
anyway, he was using it as an example.
Yeah.
But it seems like, he know
Yeah.
that you have to be changed if
Yeah.
you're going to say you're a Christian. So, like,
Yeah.
what do we do with that?
So it's crazy. So Matthew 7, beware of false prophets who come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly are ravenous wolves. You will recognize them by their fruit. Are grapes gathered from thorn bushes or figs from thistles? So every healthy tree bears good fruit, but the diseased tree bears bad fruit. A healthy tree cannot bear bad fruit, nor can a diseased tree bear good fruit. Every tree that does not bear good fruit is cut down and thrown into the fire. Thus you will recognize them by their fruits.
Yeah.
So one of the crazy things about this text,
Oh, my bad.
now you good. One of the crazy things about this text is this isn't even for, because they got other passages in the scripture. If you go to 1 John, you go to Philippians, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling, which are more about you basically figuring out, what is my salvation? How do I know that I am saved? This text is about how do we recognize salvation in others.
Yeah.
And he says literally is as recognizable as looking at a tree to see whether it's dead or alive, whether it's an apple or an orange tree.
Right.
We don't get confused unless you're
confused.
Unless you're just confused. But it's like very recognizable. And so, and then the passage goes on to say, not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, fill in the blank, I get an award. I want to just first off thank God for doing this for me. I'm a born again Christian. I put the Sinner's Prayer on my album.
Right.
I got gospel choir behind me at a VMA award. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not everybody who says Lord, Lord will enter into the kingdom of heaven, but the one who does the will of my Father. And we know that the gospel ain't about us trying to live out something that we can't attain.
Sure.
It's about what Jesus has already done. But when that happens, he says definitively, I'm so powerful that when I enter into the heart of somebody, stuff starts to happen.
Yeah.
Like, it ain't nothing about that person figuring it out or nothing like that.
Right.
But he banks on himself.
Right.
I'm so tough that when I enter into you,
It changes.
it changes stuff immediately. miracles begin to happen in your own soul, and you begin to bear brand new fruit, literally like an orange tree starting to bear apple fruit.
So here's what I wrestle with though, like
Crazy.
So I'm watching this and I know what I see, or lack thereof. Like there's just no fruit. Like but like, is it okay? What I see is that he's not bearing any fruit in the way that he talks. There's nothing in there. I was like, you know, maybe he just scared to be super blunt, but it's there.
Yeah.
It's not that. Like I don't see none of that.
Yeah.
But I also want to be like, man, maybe he just need like discipleship. Maybe he not around other Christians.
Yep.
Don't have that community around him. He's not really growing.
Yeah.
But it's there.
Yeah.
And I don't see that. You know what I'm saying? And that's like, that makes me frustrated, man.
Yeah.
Because he professed to be a Christian.
Yeah.
And so I just don't like, I don't want to write people off.
Right.
But at the same time, I got to see fruit.
Right.
Like KD.
Yeah.
I just don't see it.
Yeah.
I see it in Steph Curry.
Yes.
You just see it.
Yeah.
Like Steph.
Yeah.
It's a Christian right there.
Yeah.
Whenever he, I don't know, people get on him for like cursing or whatever. Like, but if he curses, so what? Like whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
But I'm like,
who doesn't?
Right.
And you're on the biggest stage in the most competitive time of your life.
Exactly. It's like
that's
he
a
got
difficult stage.
He got the verse on his sneakers, but it's not the whole verse.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, come on.
Yeah,
but
he loved his wife yesterday, man. He ain't saying nothing about her today. We literally be like, if he go 3 months without propping up his wife, yo. Like Aisha, he be like,
well, and that's where you're almost trying to get him to. You're looking for ways that he can fail in what he's saying, right?
Yes,
and so, but that's the big difference with the other people you're talking about. It's like
I'm looking for fruit.
I'm trying to see it. I'm trying to pull it out of you, and I'm not. I'm trying to give you the benefit of the doubt, and I'm not getting it.
Right.
And so I think like an additional question with that is, where do you draw the line just between someone who is just spiritually immature, like an immature Christian, immature in the faith, or just not in the faith? Like that's tough.
Yeah. So I think it's crazy because this is, and I don't want to pull this analogy too far. I don't want to stretch it too far. But essentially what happens when you become a believer is you do have a whole bunch of bad fruit, and then the Lord Jesus Christ through the Holy Spirit begins to produce good fruit in you, right? And so it might be a scenario where there is good fruit starting to be produced, but it's just so much other stuff happening that you can't see it yet. Like, and it's not what characterizes their life fully and totally. But I do think that when somebody meets Jesus, there is enough radical change in fruit that it's recognizable. Yeah. So the only defense I say with those cats is maybe we're so far away that it's almost like looking at a tree from a mile away.
Yeah.
and you're trying to, like a tree that got a lot of fruit, you can see, yo, I'm distance away. There's a lot of red apples on that joint.
Right.
But a joint with just a few good fruit, you might be so far that you can't actually see what's actually happening. And we know dudes like that in our own lives that we discipline or whatever, that if somebody were to look from far away, don't really know him, like that cat ain't a Christian. But we know, oh, you have no clue. My man was addicted to drugs yesterday, and now he just smokes cigarettes.
Right.
Like that's the man right there.
Yeah.
Like Jesus Christ has done something incredible in their life.
Yeah.
And so it might be a situation like that. But I want to make a distinction right now. Between I want to be careful on how I do this, but I want to make a distinction between Kendrick. I want to make a distinction between Chance and then a dude like Ja. Because I think, again, I go back to the Hall of Fame speech from Randy Moss. I don't know if he a baby Christian or what, but you could tell like he just starting to really understand this faith thing. And so he's starting to be more and more vocal about it. You know what I mean? Like, I can't expect Randy Moss to talk like Steph Curry, who been walking with Jesus for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so here's my distinction, though, is that Chance, instead of embracing the fact that he a baby Christian and don't got all the answers, trying to teach people.
Yeah.
This is what the faith looks like.
Right.
And that's where it's like, no, I got to draw the line in the sand, because now you're going as far as to lead people astray, that your lifestyle is
But that's the issue with all of them, because they are in a position of great influence. They are in a public eye.
Yeah.
They public figures.
Yeah.
And I mean, you got a lot of opportunities to talk.
Yeah.
So the times that we don't see you, if you being, discipled or whatever, you got somebody pouring into you, teaching you all this stuff, and then we see you in the press conference or whatever, some of that should come out.
Yeah. If
that's what's going on.
Yeah.
And when I don't see that,
it's
just like,
But it will take time is the thing, though. Like that.
So, but here's another thing.
But that's why I think I make a distinction between
distinction.
Yeah, and Kanye. I throw him
people
in the
like Kanye.
Yeah.
It's not that it's just not quite coming out. It's like he claims to be God.
Yeah.
That's just outright contradiction.
Yeah.
The second you become Christian, you know who's God.
Yes.
And you know who's not.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's you. You are not.
Because the whole point is I'm a sinner and I need him.
Yeah.
So to contradict, to have that great of a contradiction, is like, nope, you actually are not Christian, no matter how much you think you are.
Well, I mean, you said I am a sinner. I mean, literally, Kendrick's song, like, I am a sinner who probably gonna sin again. Like, there's a sense in which there's an embrace in these dudes, an embracing of being fully okay with sin without conviction, fully okay with heresy without conviction, and still wanting to claim the name of Christ. And Kendrick don't even try no more. I'm actually thankful for that. Real talk. But yeah, man, like Ye, and I don't think Ye try no more. Like, and it's crazy. We talk about, it takes time. The beautiful thing about this text is that you will know a tree by its fruit.
Over
it's
time.
also taking time to show, you're not actually really about it. And you talk about, I even wrote about this, and it was either a blog or article or something, but just talking about the saga of Ye from the time he came into the game until his last interview with Charlemagne, and the language he has about the divine has totally been changed. Literally in Jesus Walks, and he cursing all of that, but he uses Jesus and God interchangeably, almost like cats do in the scriptures. There was a passage of the demoniac being freed, and the command is for him to go and tell people how much God has done for him. Right. And then the scripture literally says he goes and tells people how much Jesus had done for him. You're like, I did exactly what I was told. See what I mean? So there's a sense in which, like, that's how Ye was using Jesus, and let's not get into his theology in that song. But he was using Jesus synonymously with God in that instance. And then you talk about what happened with Charlemagne in that interview. He's talking about the universe.
It's a big
Jesus
difference.
Has been placed with the universe. God has been replaced with the universe.
Yeah.
And now there's a sense in which, like, there's no personality in that. He's the personality in his story. He's the great personality. He's the absolute personality. And I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful that he's drawn a line in the sand. Don't follow me as I follow Christ, because I ain't following Christ. Kendrick, don't follow me as I follow Christ, because I ain't following Christ. Chance, follow me as I follow Christ, but is you really? That part is difficult for me. Yeah. And that's where I make a distinction between those cats.
Yeah. So my point was just that there is, it does, like, time will tell, as in, you see, like, Kanye from when he came in to Kanye now, like, time told that. And so I think I just want to give Ja Rule a little bit of a benefit of the doubt. Like,
that's good.
Time will tell. I mean, if he is a believer, he's immature and he's young, and it'll take time. And I think I mean, yeah, like all the other people we said too, you know, Justin Bieber. I actually think that dude is.
I ain't mad at Justin Bieber because you see the struggle.
Yeah,
Yes.
right.
You can see him going up and down. You can see that he like wants to and he knows, but he get caught up in this.
Well, he
wants to, knows, get caught up.
Yeah.
So I think he actually in a good place now.
He went off the map.
Yeah.
He went off the map. He wasn't trying to teach people as he was going through this. He went off the map and learned.
Yeah.
And
the recognition that, I am immature in this, so I shouldn't be the one teaching everybody else now.
Right.
I need to figure this out for myself before I move on.
And even going to that real quick. So Ike, you was a producer, did all of that, and in so many respects, like you was a dude who you were always an in front leader. You were the face of stuff, like you were the one leading in house, and so then you met Jesus.
Yeah.
And somebody else became the producer.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And I think that's the craziest thing about even that whole idea of producing is you have to understand like somebody else runs the show now. Yeah. And so you can't be teaching in this particular respect. And so
And by the way, when I got saved, things changed immediately.
Yeah.
Like my brother will be able to tell you, like, oh no, I different. I don't know what it is, but it's more different.
Yeah. Yep.
Like something got to change. I started going to the studio and like it just ain't feel the same when what I'm around. And this is baby Christian, and I was super hungry to learn. So I knew that this environment, not that like this is a sinful environment and I don't need to be here. It was just like I'm not eating. This is not feeding my soul right now. It's actually taken from me in some way. I need to go back to the crib and get on YouTube and watch debaters, and then eventually it turned into not watching debates on YouTube. Let me get in my Bible.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, and that was happening so fast to the point where it's like, yo, I need to get out of here.
And I think that is just a little bit of probably your personal bias is because of your story and like how quick that was for you. And I think there are other people that we just have to be more patient with. Like the process, not diminishing that God can't change them in an instant, but I think God is intentionally like letting them walk through this change slowly. Which I mean, dude, I see that all the time working with college students. Like,
and like you said, people who's been on drugs and that's a real addiction. Yeah. And you're probably gonna have that struggle for a long time. But that doesn't mean Christ isn't working in you and growing you and maturing you and all of that.
But I think the call is though, you're not the producer anymore. And like that's why I respect what Bieber did of falling off the map to learn, to submit himself under something. I think what happened with Mace is what happened with Rule. What happened with all these cats are like no matter what, you won't give up that platform to keep teaching.
Mace went right into teaching.
Yes.
To like being a pastor.
Who's Mace?
So Mace, that's worse than Fab.
That's probably worse than the Fab.
But no, we can get with it. So
as long as you know who Biggie is.
Yes.
Yeah.
He is on Biggie team.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Come on.
That's all I need.
We'll get you there.
Yeah.
Takes time.
I'm immature.
I'm immature. Bro, you gotta be patient with me.
You're a baby hip hop.
It's gonna be a slow.
You'll never forget Mace again.
Nope. Or Fab.
But nah, so Mace, and I talked about this before, Mace was a dude who was like my favorite rapper for a while when he didn't care about Jesus. And I actually, his story was kind of crazy, the way he came to Christ and all of that. It was super interesting. But it was almost like his calling to preach was synonymous with his calling to Christ. And in a way that it fuzzied stuff up. Like, I don't think he understands how to just be a believer in Jesus. But Mace was another dude that, like, you don't need to teach anybody right now.
Even Cam and, like, Jim Jones, knew, like the reason why Cam ain't want to go back and forth with Mace a lot of times was because he said, I don't mess with God. He over there playing with God. I don't mess with that.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Diddy had the same posture, by the way, too, because they beefed too. But Diddy was like, Diddy, I don't know what the Lord doing Diddy, but he had first off, he helped him out a lot in his career period. I mean, just he was there. And they beefed because I from what I know, Mace did some shiesty stuff. But Diddy was like, yo, man, like, I respected what he did enough to let him go do his thing. And that's what I love about the black community, hip hop. There's still, no matter what, there is a respect level for Christianity.
Yeah, because everybody, grandma, somebody said something to you along the way. Your aunt somewhere, or uncle, whoever it is, somebody put enough sense in you where you know, but you just haven't received Christ for yourself a lot of times. And so you just got some of the language. Charlemagne the God, what do you say? I'm gonna find the joint. What was you about to say?
Well, I was actually gonna switch topics a little bit and talk about producers. And I don't know how to even really dive into it, but I know so let me just go here. So you heard about Thi'sl getting shot?
Yes.
And
matter of fact, I'll go to that one. Well, real fast. So the boy Lil Duval, the comedian, got the #1 song in the country on hip hop and R&B charts. Charlemagne the God posted the Billboard joint to show that he #1, and he said, "What a mighty God we serve. What you don't understand is we pray on this side, and when I tell you God is good, what I really mean is God is good. The Almighty blesses babies and fools, and Lil Duval is built like a baby and he's a fool. But you see the blessings. #1, a lot of glory to God, which is the right thing to do. And he's right. God gave him that gift and spot or whatever. However, when you hear like a Charlemagne say stuff like that, it's like, Charlemagne, would you just stop playing for a second? Let's have a serious conversation. Like, bro, he got the language down packed. What a mighty God we serve. That's Christian language.
And you don't just pick that up.
You don't just get that from nowhere. That's Christian language.
Mom's, grandma, somebody.
Exactly.
I feel like sometimes people just feel like it's a thing you do, not like a thing you become. It's is just, and you know, I'm also a Christian, and so I use that in my music sometimes, or I tweet Christian things sometimes. And I think it's lost that, like, no, you meet Jesus, the old is gone, the new is come. You were dead, you are alive. Like, it is a different thing. You become someone else because you're filled with the Holy Spirit. And so I think sometimes that gets lost. And I love you even saying, just sit down and have a real conversation, because I think you're going to understand.
But you know what? That's why what I do respect about Charlemagne is that I think he attempts to do that. I think he does it off camera, off air. The conversation he had with, what was the pastor? Stephen Furtick. That was great. I love that. And then they invite pastors up to talk on the Breakfast Club and all that. I don't like the ones they choose, but
they need to get ours.
They need to get Pastor Recap. But
even talk about that. Why you don't love it? The ones that
because these dudes be flaky, man. Like, I forget the boy name, man. He pastored a big mega church, whatever. And Charlemagne accused the Bible of being flawed. And said, I can't mess. The reason why I don't mess with the Bible, blah, blah, blah. He said, for example, where did Cain get his wife? I think it's a legitimate question. I think it's a fair question. That's an absolute fair question. This boy, I forget which pastor it was. But he said, Well, that's just where faith comes in.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's where faith comes in? No, open up your Bible, go to the verse that he's referring to, because he's probably not quoting it correctly.
Yeah.
Read it and then explain to him why this is true. Or help him to make sense out of this.
Yeah.
But no, none of that. This is just where faith come in.
So
we don't just have some blind, corny faith.
So here's why it's so frustrating. And even on Wayne's album, that's what I was looking up. The beginning track from his mom's, and one of the things she said, I thank the Lord every day for keeping us on this earth.
She said every day.
Every day. Every day. Not day. Keeping us on this earth and in good health. I just pray things go well with you in your life, but I thank the Lord because I know you have been through a lot that I don't even know about. And I mean, it's I don't care who you are hip hop wise. I don't care how far you are. Beyonce, it don't matter who it is. Like you had some kind of Christian influence in your life. And going back to that like response then is like, I think we have been way more discipled by culture than by Christ. And whereas we as Christians need to be allowing Christ to disciple our culture.
Exactly.
And that's where I wanted to even bring up the Thi'sl John and like, man, just be praying for him as he's, if y'all don't know, Thi'sl was shot.
Let me read his
Instagram
post.
Wait, explain who Thi'sl is real quick.
Thi'sl was a Christian rapper.
But he
realist. Dope.
Yep.
Realist. That's what I was gonna say. This dude is trill.
Thorough.
Like Christian rap has this, stigma where it's corny and all of that, right? Thi'sl not one of them bulls. Thi'sl got one of the hardest songs I've ever heard in my life. It's old now, but he say, what is it? It's called I Hate You. He be like, cocaine, I hate you.
Yeah.
And you can tell he is real street bull.
Yeah. Yeah.
But oh my goodness, that song. Woo! Like Jeezy wish he made that song. Like, you talk about trill, like if you want to keep it all the way funky, talk about how much you hate cocaine and what it did to your own life and what it did to the community.
And your family.
You know what I mean? And your family. So
it took Jay how many years
exactly
for him to say it?
Exactly. Like you want to keep it all the way.
Yeah.
Thi'sl.
Yep.
And one of his albums, I think it's something with the crown. Something like that, but that joint crazy.
Yeah.
But look, he posted, "Dear friends and family, thank you so much for the love that you have shown me during this time. I've seen many of your posts. Thanks a million.
Yeah.
I know many of you have been hearing that I was shot Monday night during an attempted robbery in my hometown of St. Louis. I wanted to take this time to clarify what happened as well as personally give you guys an update on my current condition. It is true I was involved in an attempted robbery. It is not true that I was shot multiple times. That was believed to be true early on because I had 3 holes in my left leg, but those ended up being the exit wounds and not the entry. The bullet entered my left thigh, fragmented in my leg, and exited in 3 pieces out of my inner thigh by my groin. The larger part of the bullet then entered my right inner thigh, hit my femur bone, broke it, and exited the other side. By the grace of God, I had my firearm on me, was able to pull it and fire back, trill, which is why I wasn't totally victimized. The road to recovery is going to be a long one. Speaking with my doctor today, it could be up to 3 months before my leg is completely healed. I will not be able to move at all for the first 2 weeks that I'm home. I'll only be able to sit with my leg elevated. Minutes after this happened, I had these thoughts running through my mind. This is very interesting. He said, I'm out here every day breaking my back trying to save these very dudes that just tried to rob me. I instantly combated those thoughts with, this is the reason why I have to go harder. Wow. So these dudes don't have to do this. This will not shake me or change the way I see these young men. I still want these young men to I still want to see these young men changed. I still want them to come to know their creator and experience the saving grace of Jesus. I'm a man that would normally keep my mouth shut and go through what I'm going through on my own. But at the council of friends and family, I've allowed my friend Olivia McClinton to create a GoFundMe campaign that will help me cover my bills for the next 3 months and any unexpected medical expenses that may occur. His link is in his bio to help him with those things. Bro, that's a real Christian.
Absolutely.
That's what it looks like. Like,
absolutely.
If I ain't never had to hear about this in my life, I can read that and say, oh, that dude is a believer. He out here, first of all.
Yeah.
Even to the point where he busting back.
Yep.
And, bro, I still want these young men to come to know Jesus.
Yep.
Like, to go through, he's suffering well.
Yeah.
You just got shot by the same dudes you out here trying to reach.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I wouldn't be surprised. He get completely healed and be right back on the block.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's what it looks like to be changed.
Yeah. And real talk, that is the essence of 1 Peter. Like, the whole thing is like, you've been called to be elect exiles. And it's a calling that says like, yo, you're called to be a believer in Jesus Christ. But I've called you into the world. Like, that's where you exist. Yep. And he says in chapter 2, basically putting all that together, in order to proclaim the excellencies of him who called you out of darkness into his marvelous light, in order to proclaim the excellencies of coming into the light out of darkness, you got to be in the darkness to shine that through. And so it ain't removing yourself from it. It ain't bashing it. It ain't just saying like, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. You need to change, you need to change, you need to change. But in his tone, it's the tension of, I'm for y'all. I'm for y'all. But there's a Jesus who can change y'all.
Exactly.
I'm not for y'all so much that I forget that you need to be changed, and so I just become one of y'all. And I'm also not against y'all. I'm not against y'all. I'm not just, hey, I just hate y'all. I literally want to just clap back on y'all. But it's a tension of, I'm so for y'all that I want y'all to be for Jesus who can actually change y'all. And that's the tension we all need to live in.
That's the heart of this show.
Absolutely.
That's why we love hip hop culture, all that. It's the best. It's fun, all that. We love rap music and all that.
Yep.
But we also love the culture enough to want to see
that's real, man.
It change. Yeah. Jesus loved us enough to change us.
Yeah.
Receive us as we are, all of that. Not just condemning us, but also, we got some work to do.
Yes.
We're going to actually change this. I'm not just going to leave you where you are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There was a pastor that I heard that always said, it's okay that you're not okay. I just don't want you to stay there. And I love that.
Great way to put it.
Yeah. Like,
absolutely.
We're all messed up and it's okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
I just don't want you to stay there.
It's real.
Yeah.
It's good.
So I think that's a perfect place to end.
Yeah.
Good. The moral of the story is you need Jesus. No.
Yeah.
So Carter 5 is dope.
Yeah.
Lil Wayne is dope.
Yeah. Jesus is better.
Jesus is
better. Amen.
All right, man.
All right.